What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another Diddy video, and as many of you know, he was sentenced a couple weeks ago to 50 months in prison for 2 counts of the Mann Act. So he had a team of lawyers, and one of those lawyers sat down with CNN's Laura Coates. So during this interview, they talked about Diddy's appeal, and he talks about why he might have a strong case in appellate court. So let's go ahead and take a look at that clip.
Well, let's talk about the appeal. One of the arguments that I'm sure will be raised in the appeal is the judge's consideration of what you all will call the acquitted conduct, whether it was the threat of force or violence or fraud or coercion. That's a specific element in the crime of, say, sex trafficking, RICO and all the different entities taking place there. The judge said at sentencing, I'm not thinking about those things. But there were moments I had to say, well, if violence was not a specific element of what he was ultimately convicted of, you taking in consideration the violence does speak to that. Is that the heart of the appellate argument, that the judge is factoring in the very things the jury said we don't buy?
That is one of our primary arguments that the court, and to be clear, I respect our judge immensely. I think he gave us a fair trial. I would never say anything different. But we do disagree on some legal things, I think. And one of our chief appellate issues is going to be that, that the court used acquitted conduct, we believe, to enhance Mr. Combs' sentence to something more than he would have if he had not used that acquitted conduct.
So in this last clip, she asked him about the possible pardon, and he says that he believes that Diddy may have good grounds for a pardon. So let's go ahead and take a look at that.
You've got the appellate process, but there's a pardon that could happen. Listen to what President Trump said contemplating the notion.
I have a lot of people have asked me for pardons. I call him Puff Daddy has asked me for a pardon.
Have you asked for a pardon?
I haven't personally, but I'm
Has
sure
the team
I'm
asked
sure
for a pardon?
I'm sure based upon seeing that and hearing that, the team has spoken to or reached out to Mr. Trump or President Trump's people regarding a pardon. And
What's the likelihood of getting it?
Let me say this. I think, of course, I can't speak for the president, of course, but objectively speaking, I mean, there are good grounds for a pardon.
Like?
Objectively speaking, Mr. Combs was sentenced to, well, strike that. Mr. Combs served 14 months in a maximum security prison, suffered significant collateral consequences, and we believe that in and of itself is sufficient, but not more than necessary to accomplish any federal sentencing guideline. I
want you to finish that point, but I want to pick up on this collateral point. Are you suggesting that because of his fame or his wealth, that is the collateral or something else?
That's exactly what I'm not doing. I'm saying that don't treat Sean Combs differently because he's wealthy and Sean Combs. I'm saying that there is significant, as a matter of fact, I think the case is United States v. Stewart, that specifically says that collateral consequences must be considered by the court before it issues a just sentence. It doesn't say collateral consequences unless you're rich. It doesn't say collateral consequences unless you're wealthy. It says collateral consequences. So rich people, wealthy people can suffer collateral consequences, but mostly, and I will definitely agree with you, most of the time I'm arguing about Black and brown people suffering significant collateral consequences. Professor Michelle Alexander talked about this in the new Jim Crow, about how mostly Black and brown people suffer these significant collateral consequences. That is true. They do, we know it all the time. But we cannot say that Sean Combs, because he's wealthy, did not also suffer collateral consequences. It is important to note that Mr. Combs worked. He wasn't born with this money. He worked very hard to get to a place where he is. That's true. No one will deny that. The fact that
the judge said as much.
The judge agreed. The fact that one of the witnesses testified that this will destroy him.
So you guys let me know what y'all think about this in the comments down below. Do you guys think that he has a good chance in the appellate court? Or do you think that maybe he won't need that at all? That maybe he'll get a pardon? Me personally, I don't think that he'll get a pardon. As far as the appeals, I mean, it's possible. I do think it was messed up for the court to use acquitted conduct to sentence him, but we'll have to see what the appeals court has to say about that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want more videos like this, please subscribe. And if you like this video, please hit the like.